This is the Hypothetically Sound podcast,
hosted by Alec, Randy, and Xavier,
where we take a hypothetical look at the world around us,
exploring the what ifs, maybes, and how comes.
Join in on the unfiltered, raw, and real conversations as we explore the world around us. Welcome back to Hypothetically Sound. Hope you guys are having a good day.
My eardrum.
And sorry if it was super loud to you, Xavier, but it's perfect for the people at home. Maybe, I don't know. But it is time that we move on from the mythical creatures and to end the season of Earth's mysteries and wonders. We're going to go a little beyond Earth. We are going to talk about aliens.
So it's the love of Earth's mysteries and wonders, huh?
It's the ending of Earth, potentially. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, we're going to talk about aliens. Earlier this season, we did talk about Roswell and Area 51. But in case people didn't listen to that, before we dive into our first topic of aliens, which is abductions, I want to hear your guys' ideas on aliens. Are they real? Why and why not?
100% they're real. You'd be way too closed-minded and just closed off to think that they're not real. I mean, There's no physical way that we're the only living life form out there. Mm-hmm. There's no possible way with how much space there is.
Facts.
So, yeah.
No, I agree 100%. It definitely, I think they're out there. I think they're real. And my reason I think they're real is technology. Like, it advanced so crazy from the Industrial Revolution to now. Just how everything advanced. Like, it's impossible. Me and Alec were talking about, light. Like, the fact, Alec was talking about that Tesla and, wow, I just blanked.
You got this.
Thomas Edison. It's not Thomas Edison. Why did I say Thomas Edison? I went to college, folks. Who's the other guy? I'm really blanking. Benjamin Franklin. They both discovered light and electricity at the exact same time and went in two different paths and essentially ended up in the same destination. It is wild. And you got pictures and videos. I told Alec, This Is Us did a little episode where they looked into the dude who founded the algorithm for video chat, essentially, in the freaking 70s, 80s. So before, when it was just home videos was a thing, this dude found the algorithm to make talking on your phone through video, doing what we're doing right now on Discord, possible. That's wild. Where did that even come from? That idea that's a possibility. Cell phones weren't a thing. So to have that idea is wild. And I believe there has to be something that's pushing technology forward for their own reasons. And that's aliens.
I honestly think... Yeah. I was just going to say, I honestly think it's really just a test to see how far they can push our intelligence.
Yeah, 100%.
To a degree. And some of it is, us find our findings, and others are little pushes and things like that when we have breakthroughs.
Mm-hmm. So some of the earliest things with aliens, obviously, we all know about UFOs. They're all over the place. New evidence is being released almost daily now on UFOs from the government.
Nowadays, yeah.
Some of the biggest things that has kind of went away. It became big in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and then kind of just disappeared. That's alien abduction. Now, like I said, they really became famous and a point of conversation in the early 60s. I think the earliest recorded notation of abductions came in 1896. A colonel talked about him and a friend being harassed by three tall, slender humanoids whose bodies were covered with a fine, downy hair who tried to kidnap them. So that was the earliest talk that's, in news or anything like that. What do you think about the first, I guess, first description of aliens? Tall, slender humanoids who were shiny.
I think it's funny.
I think it's
super funny, especially it was in the 1800s, before.
Yeah, 1896.
I definitely think it's suspect, though, because think about how just the human mind was during that time. in terms of like not accepting one another.
Yeah.
I could easily sum that up to, a night out with the boys. You're out doing whatever, little tipsy, little whatever.
Gin joints.
Yeah, and then you're just not accepting of other people, and that's how you feel.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably something like that, or they on some drug that hadn't been like fully analyzed yet. That
right.
Today a hallucinogen that's probably illegal or something.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely think that iteration of it was due to drugs / alcohol / even just Mad Hatter syndrome, maybe even.
Imagine though walking home from like some military training with your general, and all of a sudden some aliens run up and are like, "Hey, yo, you're coming with us," and you just see no one walk away.
Right?
Like they don't think it's weird at all that these giant non-human things came up to them and were trying to kidnap them. They just fucking were like, "No, I don't think so," and they left.
Oh, you want us to come with
military,
you? Not today.
That makes it like super unbelievable too. It's like they're military and they saw this shit back in early, I guess technically 1900, right? And they're like, "We're not going to do anything about this. We'll just leave, you tall freaks." And they just in
1896, like they're still probably carrying around swords at that point. I mean, in the Civil War, in the oh shit, I'm really looking dumb in this podcast so far. I'm not. I don't know my dates. Like they're still rocking around with swords at that point. Like generals in World War I had swords still. And so like they probably had some kind of sword or dagger or knife on them that they could have defended themselves. So I think it was like a hallucination.
Well, it's got to be right because like think about how hyped you would be as someone who's already in a decent position. If you could stumble upon something that's going to help your nation or anything like that, you would take that opportunity right away. Why would you let that get away from you?
Or like even capture them. Like they try to come
that's
capture you, you're gonna turn it around on them. Yeah,
and that's like you have an opportunity to do something big, get a Medal of Honor, like
yeah. So so that's the earliest like document talking about aliens that at least this article mentions. But the earliest abduction claim apparently happened in the mid 1950s in Brazil.
Damn! So the aliens went on a different path this time and just go walk up and ask. They just
came and took. Yeah, and apparently it didn't get much notoriation. Like no one talked about it.
I mean, hold on. Are we sure they're super smart? Because it took them 50 years to figure out that they could just like snatch us up. You know what I'm saying?
They don't have to ask. They don't have to be friendly.
They're like, forget about the politeness. Just snatch them.
What if that was like they came back like I still believe aliens helped ancient Egypt. And so like they helped pyramids and stuff, and they probably came back during like the Great Wall and maybe some other just really weird advancements in humankind. And then they came back in 1896. Like humans were kind to us back in the day. They believed they worshipped us. So if we come and talk to them now, they'll probably just come with us. And these two drunk dudes probably pulled a sword on their ass. Was like, no, I ain't going anywhere with you. And probably threw a slur at them too. Like,
yeah.
No.
They were pretty tall. I bet they had an extra ligament.
It really hurt their feelings, and so they went home and told everybody about how they were disrespected. They ain't seen this guy anymore. And they were like, well, they about to find out now, and they just started abducting people in the 50s.
Boom.
But I guess the biggest case that started this whole abduction craze happened to Betty and Barney Hill. They were abducted in 1961. It turned into a made-for-television movie with James Earl Jones, even. And this case started the prototypical, like, theories around abductions. And there's actually apparently a 8-step process that coincides with everybody who claims to be abducted. There's been roughly 1,800 fully documented cases. But like the wildest estimates is about 5 to 6% of the population has been abducted.
Wow.
Which is a lot. Like, that's millions.
Yeah.
Which yeah, I would 100% believe that. Yeah. Like, if they want to know more about us, or if they're trying to put certain people into, what if that's like these people who come up with crazy, like Tim Cook, who came up with Apple, or like these people that are coming up with wild, ingenious things. What if they're like Elon Musk? They're taken into a ship. They're programmed into these creatures of advanced science, advanced technology, without knowing it. Like that would one way to do it. Like, no one would ever guess. Like, they're not going to say they're abducted, and the ones who say they're abducted are the ones that like just mentally couldn't adapt for some reason.
Possible.
True. Yeah.
You never know.
Mm-hmm. So they generally follow this sequence of events. The first one is capture. Obviously, they come and take you. And it is said the abductees are somehow rendered incapable of resisting. And taken to surrounded to apparent spacecraft. And it's said a lot of the people who are taken said that the days leading up to being captured, they have this overwhelming OCD-like effect to go to a certain area. To the point where it drives them crazy, and like they have a ringing in their head, and they just have to go to wherever this location is. Then the next sequence is examination and procedures. So the probing and testing and anal probing.
How do we know it's anal?
Yeah, and why did you say probing twice and a second time to make sure you got the anal there?
Just so people know that's a common thing to come out of it. Is anal probing apparently is a thing, which makes no sense. There's other orifices they could go into. Just because people take temperature there doesn't mean aliens would do the same thing.
I'm sure they went and fucked around and poked some shit in the ear and accidentally killed one, and we're like, fuck.
They tried the belly button. That's a closed hole.
Let's not do this anymore. This is the safest hole.
After they're poked and prodded, apparently the next stage is conference. They talk to the aliens.
Oh, dude, that's crazy. Imagine getting violated and they sit you down and was like, so how was your experience today?
Rate us on a scale of 1 to 10.
Can you rate us? Yeah.
Was that uncomfortable for you? Yeah, very. Okay. And how does that make you feel?
These questions will make you seem to be about aliens as a whole, but it's really just about me and my performance. So make sure when I ask you a specific question that you remember it's me and not the company as a whole. And if you've ever worked in a sales job, you know that all your surveys out to people is always the company instead of you individually, and then people give you bad ratings and you get written up.
Anyways, I noticed that you were looser than other humans back there. Do you do any activities down on Earth involving that hole? Like, we found it very interesting that it required very minimal effort to push in there.
Oh no!
Apparently,
honestly,
go ahead.
In my thought process, like,
I thought you were gonna say my experience.
Suspicious. My thought process whenever I think of abduction, I would just think of blood drawing and like actual like sampling. So like taking skin follicles, blood draw, so you can see chemical makeup of it. Taking hair samples, stuff like that.
Feces, things like that. Yeah. I agree. I never thought of poking obviously for needles and stuff. But the whole anal probing, that makes no sense. Like, they probably just have you poop in a cup, or have some kind of thing that just takes out your poop and pee and your blood all at once.
Right.
Or they probably just have some kind of scan that tells them the whole thing. Anyways, let's be honest. If they space travel, their medical skills are probably top notch.
Yeah.
Or they're absolutely terrible. Like, what if they focused on space travel and their medical skills?
Oh no! You look over and one of them just dying in the corner, leaking blood.
Going back to the interview thing, what if they don't speak English either? Like, they sit you down to see if you're advanced to understand what they're saying, or if you've open your mind to other languages or some shit, right? And they're just like blah, 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 blah. And you're just like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying, and they sit you there for 50 minutes just going blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
They talk fish. Boop.
Like, did you just bubble me, dog? Like, what?
No, yeah, that's there's a lot of things like.
And then as you leave, one of them goes, I fucking hate that guy in English. It's like, hold on.
Just test you to see if you'll try communicating with them. What would you do? Like, if you get abducted and they start trying to talk to you in different languages, would you like make random noise? You know how like people used to do for Africans, like would you do some shit like that in the shuttle, or would you just sit there quietly, like
I do, like I don't understand.
English? I would try to be like gesture
English.
That's one thing. That's
you can speak Spanish. Maybe I can figure this out a little bit.
Like, if you think about it, between languages on Earth, gestures is like a really easy way to still get your point across. So I think that would probably be your.
Yeah, but what if they only have like 3 fingers and their gestures are a little weird, right?
But what if like
imagine not knowing they have 3 fingers and one does like this, but it looks like a middle finger, and you're just like, "Fuck you," you know what I'm saying?
Or in human language, like in one culture, a thumbs up is like saying "fuck you" to someone. So you like give them a thumbs up, and they like take it as like it's a sign for genocide.
Yeah, they're like
war.
War. He declared war. This is the leader of the humans.
You also think, though, if they're that intelligent, they probably have been on Earth for a while already.
Mm-hmm.
So they definitely have studied and, things like that.
Yeah, 100%. And then you're not going to be the first abductee. So at this point, they probably seen it all, and they're now just trying to collect like I can't think of the
meme samples.
Yeah,
who is the best memes?
No, God. What if that feels their society is meme? And anyone that comes up with like a really good meme, or is just a meme in general, like Elon Musk, they give the success to. You know what I'm saying?
It will explain why a lot of the most successful people are memes.
All right, man. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No, you're good. The next stop on their list of things is a tour, apparently. So after they poke and prod you, they take you and they talk to you, they show you around their spaceship.
Dude, it just sounds like a one-night stand that they're taking a little too serious, I'll be honest. It's like a Tinder date.
Even apparently this is disputed by some researchers who consider this definition to be
how the fuck did you dispute it? I was there. They didn't take you on a tour, nigga. Like you was walking fine. How do you dispute?
You're watching TV.
People are like, instead of some scientists and researchers think instead of it's a tour, you're just being moved from one department to another on your journey of poking and prodding.
If they could just speak English, this would be cleared up.
If the signs, just HR.
Like they're walking, pointing at rooms as we're going. Like just because he's trying to find the room that they're gonna put something else up my butt doesn't mean.
Like, is this room empty? This one empty? They're so advanced, but they don't have the system that we have at hospitals with the little flag up to let you know the room's full.
Oh, they got
it. The next one is loss of time. Obviously, people who get abducted, they're gone for like 24 to 48 hours, and they think they're only been gone for like 10 minutes. And then they're returned to Earth, sometimes in different locations, sometimes in the same. They usually go to the hospital because they have some kind of injury or something. A fascinating one is apparently on the return over the next like 24 to 48 hours, they experience a like profound sense of love or like a high similar to like ecstasy or some drug that just makes you feel really good.
Maybe probing ain't so bad.
And a lot of the research that's done on people who say they're abducted find that this feeling that they're talking about leads to Stockholm syndrome. And that's why you hear a lot of people who say they've been abducted, they try to go back to it or try to convince people that was real because they're kind of stuck on it. And then the final one is aftermath. coping with this thing that you believe is real and others refuse to believe, which leads to a lot of mental health care and scares. And see, that's the thing. Like, who's going to believe you? Like, you're going to just be seen as a person who has some kind of mental disorder. And there's no way to prove it's real. Like, even if you came up with some kind of physical evidence, it will just be written off as not
fake.
Real.
Right.
True.
It's tough. It's definitely a tough situation. And I mean, I guess like I don't know. It's a matter of how you take it. Of course, you're going to be scared as hell because everyone's going to think you're an outcast, pretty much, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's weird because I subscribe to the theory that if you get abducted, they like wipe your memory because they're still trying to hide most of their existence.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because if you're testing on humans to see if like whatever, if they've advanced enough or whatever, I feel like you don't want them to know that you're testing on them yet. So I don't know why you would like keep some in the know and then others not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like wiping the memory is just a better option in general.
Mm-hmm.
But
especially if you're trying to hide, which clearly they are, like, to the most part they are. Like, I think, like, at least this is my view on it, like, if they're so advanced that they could come interstellar travel, drop down little spaceships into the atmosphere and fly around and see stuff, they're probably advanced enough not to be seen. So if they're being seen, it's because they want to be seen. Like, even we have the ability, like, planes and stuff to not be seen on radar or to get caught on camera. So, like, obviously they have that same technology. But so if you guys somehow found this obsession to go to a point, and you ended up being captured, and everything that happened to you, and you came back down to Earth, would you talk about it, try to convince people, or live with it and be in secret?
I would live with it and be in secret, 100%. And I'll explain why in a second.
I was gonna say I'd talk about it with like you and Xavier and maybe like one friend, but mostly live in secret. Like, it'd just be like me thing, but I'd be like, yeah, guys, I was missing for 2 days, and that was fucking crazy because I don't even drive. So like, you wonder where I went, right? Sure enough, they do the things. My ass kind of hurts. Still never recovered properly.
So I would live in secret because, one, you don't want to draw heat, but two, I think once you experience something like that, if it does exist, you certainly are going to be scarred in a way where your eyes might be opened up to kind of a new reality, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you might be able to kind of notice or see more things, and that can be like your fight, you know, make that your mission to expose the world.
I agree. I really would. Like, I would be in secret. Like, I would tell few trusted people. But yeah, my whole life at that point would be dedicated to finding these motherfuckers and exposing them. Just so I'm right. Oh, you want to abduct me? Nah, not today, buddy. I mean, obviously today, but not again. I'm going to be the abductor. I got one skill set, and that skill set is going to be set on finding you. Man, I can't.
True. That's all right, man. It's okay, we know.
But yeah, like we said, I think they definitely want to live in the shadow because of the possible alien invasion that is coming our way, which will be the next episode that we're going to talk about, is the invasion that's coming after all these abductions. They've learned everything that they wanted to learn. And so now comes the invasion.
The alien invasion that's coming our way. That's coming after all these fucking invasions. Holy shit. They have one chance. One opportunity.
To get everything they've ever wanted.
You know what's gonna be really fucked when I'll save it. But I'm just saying we're pretty much fucked. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't think so. You wanna know why?
I mean,
We're such a fear-driven society. Like, If back to the conversation about how you said, aliens assisted us, why would they come and try to hurt us? I think that, they're looking to see
resources.
But they're looking to see, is our intelligence enough to, be an addition to the universe? Or a threat even.
Like, I'm gonna be honest. I must not argue back or say anything because this definitely is for the next podcast.
Right.
This is a little taste, but there's things, there's reasons.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, there's not.
100%.
I'll fight you.
End this one, and we're gonna start the next one right away. I'm not playing. And this one, we're gonna start the next way. Shout out to all the people that said they got abducted and remember. I'm sorry about your buttholes.
I like how you looked around like the government was coming to snatch you for shouting out these people.
How do we know they ain't just sitting here listening? They're like, they're getting a little too close. They're getting a little too close to the truth. One of them says the keyword, we're nuking them.
Well, they wouldn't nuke, they just come and abduct. What do you mean? That was the whole premise.
God, Alec, learn.
Sorry, yeah, they're abducting. They'll nuke next episode. My bad.
What if everyone in the government is an alien?
Well, that is a theory.
Oh, I know.
Jesus Christ.
Now, thank you guys very much for tuning in to another episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. We have a few more episodes in our Earth's Mysteries and Wonders season, so we hope you guys enjoyed the season. We started a brand new podcast called Hypothetically Sound Presents Nerd Shit, where we talk about nerdy shit, anime, books, TV, movies. The first episode dropped pretty recently, so go to hspnerdshit.podbean.com to listen to that first episode, or go to our Twitter page or YouTube. It's all at the same places as always, guys. You know the drill at this point. I repeat it every single time. So thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you. We are very close to hitting our 1,000 listens goal for our 1 year. So we're excited for that. Thank you guys.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate everything.
But
until next time. Not you. Until next time. Deuces.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Hypothetically Sound. We hope you enjoyed the episode. All episodes can be found at hypotheticallysound.podbean.com, as well as on Apple, Spotify, and Pandora. For full unedited video versions of the podcast, please visit us at youtube.com/hypotheticallysound.